Well, we are live on YouTube. How's it going, guys? My name is Jared Fuller, aka the J Bear. Today's date is Sunday, July 20th, 2025. Let me that's gonna be a distraction. Anyway, we are live for the Sunday video update. I almost forgot what it was because I haven't been in here in 2 weeks. My name is Jared Fuller, of course. Dad and Amy usually join me off camera. Well, Dad does, but they're outside. We just had company a little while ago, and I think they're saying their see you later's to our company. So yeah, a couple of things you may have noticed. One, of course, I shaved. I did away with the goatee and the mustache and the beard. Well, the goatee would be down here, not up here. And I got a new pair of glasses. So yeah, I decided to shave it off, and it's starting to grow back. I got a little stubble going on. I got a little, 5 o'clock 5 o'clock shadow business going on here. But yeah, so I decided to make a couple of changes, and it's been a busy past couple of weeks. So we'll start with my birthday because usually I turn the floor over to my dad so that way he can get his 2 cents in before I talk about the week, or in this case the weeks in review. Um so my birthday, July 8th, was awful. We are down to 2 dogs now. Our beloved fur baby Scruffy had passed away on my birthday. We buried him next to the house. He had gotten sick instantly. We had called all the vets in the area to try to get him in as soon as we could, and they were all booked solid for the day. This was on uh, Monday. This was the day before my birthday. And one of the vets said that we could get him in on July 8th on my birthday. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. July 9th. One of the vets said that we could get him in on July 9th, which was last Wednesday, or not last Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays ago. See, I haven't been here in a while. Um, but Scruffy unfortunately died right down here on the living room floor. And it's been hard on us. It's been hard on Luna and Barkley. He just suddenly got sick and died. We don't know how he died. Other than the fact that we knew he was ill, and that's why we tried to get him in as quickly as we could, but he died before we had the chance to get him into a vet. So um, it's been dismal around here without our third fur baby. My birthday was just total shit from start to finish. And so that's how I bring in the year 39. So this is my last year being in my 30s. And it came in on a really somber note. And I'm really sad about that. And we're still missing our Scruffy dog very, very much. But we still have Luna. We've got Barkley, which we love our fur babies, but we decided collectively between Dad, Amy, and myself that once Luna and Luna and Barkley, once they pass away, we are done with animals. We're not getting any more dogs. We're not getting any more cats. We are done with house pets because it's too much to handle when we because you take them in, you love them, you care for them, you do everything you can for them, they become part of your family, and then they suddenly get sick and die, and it's heartbreaking, and we don't want to deal with that anymore. So we know that Barkley is up there in age. We know that we see this all the time. He's moving slower. It takes him a few minutes to get from point A to point B. It's because he's just an old dog. And we know his time is coming. So after that, we're going to be down to one dog, Luna. And, eventually she's going to get older and pass away. So after that, we're done with animals. We're just not going to do it anymore. But yeah, we lost Scruffy on my birthday. It's been crappy, to say the least. But I think we're bouncing back. I think we're going to be okay. And I keep reassuring Dad, because Dad, he'll kick back on the couch and he'll start crying and thinking about Scruffy, and I have to keep reassuring him that it's going to be all right, Dad. We're going to be fine. I love and miss Scruffy too. He was a good dog. But he just suddenly got sick all of a sudden. We don't know how he got sick, but we did notice that he would isolate himself. Like, there's a little spot under our coffee table, and there's a little, like a cubby spot down here that you can't see. It's just right down here on this side, but it's down there. It's underneath of a table. And, there's an opening under my desk where I, stretch my legs out. He used to hide under here. And I read up that usually when dogs do that, when they isolate themselves, it's because when they know something's wrong, or if they feel vulnerable, they'll isolate to, avoid predators and all that stuff. Although, of course, around here, there's no predators that could have hurt them. Just 2 other dogs and 3 humans. But we never hurt our dogs. We love our dogs. But what it is, it's passed down from wolf ancestry, because, dogs, of course, are descendants of wolves, of the greater wolves. So that primal instinct, it's genetic, it passes down. And I think Scruffy was isolating because he knew something was wrong. And we didn't catch it on right away. We didn't pick it up right away. But then when he started to get sick and we were getting closer to, trying to get him into a vet, by then it was too late. It's like, okay, now it makes sense why he was isolating himself, because he knew that something was wrong. We thought maybe he was isolating himself because he didn't want to be bothered just, by the other dogs. He just wanted to be left alone. We didn't really think anything of it. But now we know why he did. And we miss our Scruffy. We do. And it's been different around here without him, but we're doing okay. We're going to be fine. And I keep reassuring Dad and Amy, it's going to be fine. We're going to be okay. Scruffy's not in pain anymore. He was a very sick dog. He's not sick anymore. He's healed. We're going to move on from this. And I think we will. So, yeah, we're down to 2 dogs. We miss our Scruffy dearly, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So we've got some comments in the chat, which, by the way, you are more welcome to leave a comment in the chat, say hello or whatever the case may be. This one from Chewing Off My Toenail, which he is a regular who comes into my YouTube live streams weekly. So this week he says, I'm back again to let you know that my toenails are so happy to see you again too. Then he says, I hope you understand the seriousness of my toenails growing out of a wonderful hot dog. Continuing, he says, I keep a precious bag of toenails stored in the attic for their safety and protection. Sometimes my toenails yawn when they're tired. Many of my toenails were adopted from the Foot Locker in the 90s. I remember Foot Locker, by the way. Whenever I clip a toenail off, I know that they will make it in this crazy world. I love hula hooping Fruit Loops around a lonely toenail to cheer it up again. And last but not least, I have to hang toenails on my clothesline to sunbathe. Thank you so much, Chewing Off My Toenail, for the humor. I appreciate that. And don't forget that tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time is the Fox Sunday Flashback with my good buddy Dan Richards. He will be going live on 103.9 The Fox. All you got to do is click the link in the chat log. go into the upper right-hand corner of your screen. If you're using a desktop PC, click on Listen Live, and it'll take you right to the music. Or if you're using a mobile device, you go on 103.9thefox.com, or you can download their app, which will take you directly to their on-air selection, and you can listen that way too. So yeah, there's a couple of ways that you can tune in and listen to the Fox Sunday Flashback tonight. From, let's see, what time? From 7 until 11. I don't know why it just slipped my mind, I guess. I don't know. There's just so much going on lately. But yeah, the Fox Sunday Flashback tonight from 7 until 11. I am Dan's associate producer or assistant producer, however he says it on the air, but he announces it every week at the end of every show now because I do help him with music. So listen in tonight. Make sure you tune in. And I will make a post on my Facebook. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I'll make a post and I will get more people to listen in, to tune in. The Davis reunion was last Sunday, which I was very happy to see everybody. The only problem is that there weren't as many people as in years past. The Davis reunion, it was a happening for me every summer. I didn't go last year because we never got the invitation. I think it may have gotten lost in the mail, or someone may have intercepted the mail and tossed it. But the Davis reunion had a very low turnout last week. There was lucky to be, I don't know, maybe 50 people at the most. And in years prior, there's Dad and Amy, and in years prior to this year, there would be hundreds of people at the Davis reunion. There were kids, once upon a time, there were kids everywhere at the Davis reunion. And that's what made it so much more fun, because they would have kids activities, which they still did. They had a piñata, which, by the way, my cousin who does put these on, her name is Joanne Davis. She asked me to help put up a piñata because I'm so tall. And as it turned out, she didn't need my help at all. You just throw it over the beam under the pavilion and tie a knot around it, and you're good to go. But I was still honored that she would ask me to help her put that up, because usually they don't ask me to help with anything. I'm just an attendee, and people know me. They know who I am. But there wasn't as many people at the Davis reunion this year, which was kind of a bummer. I'm hoping next year will be different. My cousin Jacob, which he lives in the Michigan's Thumb area. We had gotten to know each other, I think it was a couple years back. And his son Sebastian, little kid, we had gotten to know each other. We became friends on Facebook. It's like, hey, cuz, how you doing? And it's like, hey, man, missed you at the reunion this year, and he couldn't make it for unknown reasons. Someone named Steely Dan came into my chat, says sitting in the park in Owasso. Okay. Thank you, Steely Dan. I don't know who you are, although I have a pretty strong suspicion that I know who it is. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't right back at you. Anyway, there weren't a lot of people at the Davis reunion last week, which was, this year was really sad and depressing. And I think what happens a lot of the time is when the matriarch of the family is no longer with us, the families tend to kind of scatter. Like, they don't get together like they used to. Like Grandma Perkins, her maiden name was Davis. So that was her side of the family rather than the Perkins side, because, it would have been her brother Raymond. And, basically that's who the Davis reunions nowadays consists largely of all of Uncle Raymond's kids and multiple grandchildren. And because Dad and I are the only ones from Grandma Ruby's family who ever goes to those anymore. My uncles don't go, my aunts don't go, my cousins don't go. We don't see any of the of Aunt Joanne's kids going out there. Uncle Mark doesn't go out there. None of the kids from Grandma Perkins' side goes out to the Davis reunion. Dad and I are the only two out of this big family. So, and they're always happy to see us. In fact, Dad took the family picture of the Perkins, of Grandpa and Grandma Perkins and all 10 of the kids, and they were just in awe because it's like they're all gone except for two, which is Uncle Mark and Aunt Joanne. But the rest in the picture are gone, and they just couldn't believe. It's like, oh my gosh, it's incredible that it's a picture of the family. Now all of them except for two are gone. So, um, I'm guessing Steely Dan in my chat. I'm guessing, you know what? There's only one way of finding out. So let's see. I don't want to go to their channel. Let's see here. Let's see. No, that's not going to tell me anything. That's okay. I guess it doesn't matter. But I'm pretty sure I think I know who Steely Dan is. But anyway, so it's been a busy, couple of weeks. And as I had made known in a Sunday video update from 2 weeks ago, I'm officially single. And the single life has been great. Although I think it's ever since word had gotten out that I'm available again, women have been hitting me up in Messenger like, "Hey, handsome," or "Hey, cutie," or, "Hey, what's up?" And one female, I'm not going to say a name, but one female that, we were together for a very short time and then we split up. Well, now she's starting to talk to me again. And it's like, okay, this is fine. I don't care. But it's just interesting how these things stack up because you have people who, like if I had a falling out with a woman, a female from a prior relationship, and interestingly enough, after I split up with my most recent girlfriend, all the other women start coming. It's like they're waiting their turn to say, "Hey, want to talk again? Hey, want to, I like you," or "Hey, I think you're handsome," or whatever. I just think it's like all these eligible females are waiting in the wings, so to speak, which I don't mind, because they express their true feelings for me, which is great. But it's also at the same time remarkable how after I break up with, after my most recent relationship, then all these other available women start hitting me up in Messenger and they're like, "Hey, handsome. Hey, cutie, what's up?" So I'm okay with that. It's just, it seems like it's a little too neat or a little too convenient, but I am not complaining. By all means, I am not complaining. I am enjoying all the attention, of course, from females. Hello, Linda. Linda Hendrick is a very, very sweet friend of mine. We've known each other for quite some time, and she knows what I do, and she's been a big support for, in everything I've done and continue to do. I was going to ask how your past couple of weeks were, but I kind of outlined. Yeah, been just absolute shitty. Losing our dog and on my birthday of all times. So my birthday was, yeah, we had So it'd be my grandpa Bill Bearer, his brother, which by the way, Bill was just a step grandpa, but his brother Don passed away, Don Bearer. And we were talking to his sister Minnie, which is she's a sweet lady. Love Minnie. She was talking to Dad in video chat. Hey Spinat, how you doing, buddy? Great to hear from you again. You notice anything different about me? Well, maybe a couple things, but we were talking with Minnie, and she said that Don had cancer, and that's how he died. And we never knew that Don had cancer, um, but that was the cause of his demise. And so it's, you know, it seems like no matter how hard things get for us, we always bounce back. We just, you know what, the show's got to go on. We just keep it moving. We keep doing our thing. I mean, what other choice do you have? You got to keep going until you can't go anymore. But yeah, it's been really just crummy these past couple weeks. I'm glad you're doing good, Spinat, my brother from another mother. I would say he is because he's a ginger like I am, um, and he is a hell of a good kid. I love him. He's just awesome. Spinat is one of my good buddies. We're both content creators, and I know on my other channel, the Jared Fuller Show, I haven't been doing much of anything on that channel. Mainly lately, all you've been getting are Fun Fact Friday videos, and I kind of wanted to talk about that too. And that's basically because I'm enjoying my summer. I should be documenting all of this on my phone and putting together videos for everyone's viewing pleasure. However, I'm too busy living in the moment, and I don't ever think to record with my camera from my phone. But there will be videos. There will be more than just Fun Fact Friday videos. Um, when I was with my ex, her daughter requested more of the Dodge the Trucker animations. So I'll be putting together more of those. I'm going to try to take a different approach or a different angle with those. I just haven't really had time to think about how I want to put together some animations. But there will be more content to come. So please just sit tight, hang tight. I'm enjoying summer. So how have I been, Spinat? I've been hanging in there, buddy. It's been rough. That's why, as I just pointed out, the Jared Fuller Show has been quiet, and all you're getting lately are Fun Fact Friday videos. I ate too much ice cream, and it made you sick. Well, I mean, that's whoever Steely Dan is. Um, yeah, they're naming themselves after a musical group, whom of which, by the way, named themselves after a sex toy. Steely Dan is actually the band name Steely Dan. They were named after a sex toy. It's true. So I'm talking to a vibrator in my chat right now. um, Not to be insulting, but no, it's true, Spinat. It's true. Look it up here. I'll look it up. I'll do a Google search. Eileen Fulton, as the world turns, star, has died at 91. So, where did Steely Dan get their name? According to Google, Steely Dan's name was taken from a novel. Specifically, the band's founders, Donald Fagen and Walter Becker, chose the name after a sex toy in William S. Burroughs' novel Naked Lunch. They were fans of Burroughs' work and thought it was a fitting, albeit somewhat obscure, inside joke for their band's name. You're named after the band, but the band is named after a sex toy. So congratulations. Um, that is funny. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, well, now you do. You might want to change your username to your actual name or come up with something more creative than Steely Dan. Whoever you are claiming to be from Owasso. It's whatever. You're sitting at the park in Owasso. Cool. I don't know who you are, but welcome to my channel. Nonetheless, you're behaving yourself. So Spinette says, I wonder how it feels to talk to a vibrator. Well, it's got me shaking. No, Spinette says, I wonder how it feels to talk to a vibrator. And I said, well, it's got me shaking. Of course, you would never hear me say that on the Jared Fuller show, Spinette, but yeah, on this channel, yeah, the gloves come off. But yeah, Steely Dan, okay, you're welcome, I guess, I think. Because he said thank you, or she or it, whatever, said thank you, and gave a thumbs up. Okay. I don't know what to quite make of that, but could be, unless it's a female I'm speaking with and you enjoy the vibrator. You're giving yourself, away. I think a little. It's a risque, although it's a band name, and they had some good music. I like Steely Dan. They had a lot of good music. Just left Walmart. Well, thanks for letting me know. Spinette, have you heard of the band Steely Dan? They formed, I think, in the late '60s, and they had music all throughout the '70s and the early '80s. I think they had a lot of good music. I have a lot of their music in my collection. Steely Dan can only be a couple people, either my ex-girlfriend or another friend of mine, female friend who also lives in Owasso. That's all. Those are the only two, because no one in my chat under the name Steely Dan has ever come into my chat log. And they said they just left Walmart. Well, I thought you were at the park. Which is it? One minute you say you're sitting in the park in Owasso, and then now you say you just left Walmart. My friend, the Ant Kings, just came to my house after being at Ohio for a month. Oh, okay. I was told that the Ant Kings had a bone to pick with me, though, Spinette. So I don't know how true that is. I honestly don't care either way, but whatever issue they have with me, I mean, I apologize. I like was. Okay. Being at Ohio for a month. Yeah. Ohio is just the next state south of me. And there's my dad. There's my pop.
Hey, what's happened then?
What, did you open this?
No.
Oh, it was already open. It's mine.
Well, they say Santa Claus.
What happened to Showboat Park? Nothing happened to Showboat Park.
No, they're still there.
It's still there. So I was at Dollar General last week, and I walked in to get a couple bottles of pop, and there was a group of teenage kids in the store. They were eyeballing me, and I don't know why they were staring at me. Maybe they thought I was someone else. Maybe they were intimidated. I don't know. But after I walked out, they're like, I'll punch him in his fucking face. Well, okay. I mean, that could be fun. If you want to be violent, I mean, okay. But I don't know, like, what that was about. But they kept staring at me. They must have thought I was my brother. I don't know. I don't really care. I just thought it was really weird. And just out of the blue like that, it's like, what the fuck? Hey, I almost said Roby. Holy shit. Robbie, I'm so sorry. Welcome to my chat, buddy. It's been a minute since we've talked. It's just the phonetic. It looks like it says Roby, but it's pronounced Robbie. So, Robbie, welcome, buddy. I'm so sorry to mispronounce your name almost. I almost butchered your name. It's going, Robbie. Um, I like how you spell my name with a G, Spinat. There's no G in my name. What? What? Oh, what do you plan on making for the Garrett Fuller show? Content wise, well, I want to make more. And I'm just reading it how it's spelled. Spinat. I'm not picking on you. I'm not making fun. Probably more Dodger Trucker animations. Of course, there's going to be Fun Fact Friday videos. What I want to do is I want to get like a wig and create some characters and do a little sketch comedy and do that kind of stuff. But you know, that's all a work in progress. You'll be surprised when you see it though. Um, I got a character name made up already in my head. I'm not giving it away. By the way, I'm not going to tell you what that is until the first sketch video is released. But yeah, there's going to be more stuff to come, Spinat. I just, it's summertime. I haven't really been giving it a lot of thought, but I do manage to get in the Fun Fact Friday videos every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. The recent one, why do storms move from west to east? That was the recent Fun Fact Friday, and it's actually interesting. I always wondered too, like why is it the storms always move from the west to the east? Um, but now I know the explanation, and I wanted to pass it along to my viewers. Oh, Jared, you're going back to school. Going back to school in 2 months. Oh man, bummer. Yeah, summer vacation just does not last. It goes by so quick. Robbie says, I learned some cool facts from Fun Fact Friday videos. Well, that's great, Robbie. I'm glad you learn, because I learn from other people. And then when I learn something, I like to pass it on to my audience, put it in a Fun Fact Friday video. Most of the fun facts I share are from Michigan, Michigan based um, facts about the state and the connections that Michigan has with big names that you know. Storms generally move from west to east, Steely Dan. They don't always move from south to north, not always. But the three main reasons why storms generally move from west to east, the Coriolis effect, which has to do with the rotation of the planet. That's one reason. The second reason is the prevailing westerlies, which is a loft of air. It's high up in the altitudes. It constantly blows from west to east. And the third reason, is because of the jet stream that circulates around the planet. So when the storms come in, they ride along the prevailing westerlies and along the jet stream, which makes the storms move from west to east. So, and especially in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, I think they move in the opposite direction. But that's pretty much why storms move from west to east, generally speaking. Yes, we do sometimes get storms that bubble up from the south. I would imagine it's the same reason. It has to do with the Coriolis effect and the jet stream and the prevailing winds and all that stuff. Um, so there you go. And it could even be just the wind direction itself from the low pressure systems. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to bump the mic. Going to be 95 on Thursday. That I heard something about that, Steely Dan. Yeah, it's going to be a hot one for sure. Yeah, they're talking thunderstorms too. It's either Melinda Pullian or my ex-girlfriend pretending to be Steely Dan. Either way, I mean, as long as you behave yourself in my chat, I won't have to kick you out of my chat. But yeah, it's going to be a hot one for sure. But yeah, I decided to shave off the mustache and the beard and the goatee because with it being summertime, it's hot, and when my scalp starts to sweat, it itches, and when I itch it, I get the irritation on my jaws, like on the side of my jaw here. So, and well, that too, the ticks are just horrible this year, but um, now it doesn't itch. My hair is growing back, as you can tell. I got little stubbles. I got a little 5 o'clock shadow going on. But other than that, I mean, it's much cooler without it, and I'm able to sleep a lot better. Because it kind of at times gets hard to manage it, to keep it up. And so I figure, fuck it, I'll just shave it off. Hello, King Bob. Good to see you. It's been a couple weeks, but we're back. And I will be here for about another 20 minutes. So, there was something else I wanted to mention too before I forget. So I went on a joyride the other day down to Southeast Michigan. I ended up in a town called South Lyon. For those of you who may be familiar with South Lyon, I was there last week, and it was a lot of fun. Matter of fact, I stopped in at the McDonald's there in South Lyon because I was hungry. I wanted to get something to chow on. So that's exactly what I did. I think I got a date on this receipt here. Never mind that. No, July 17th. Okay. Barely legible, but I could read it. July 17th. One of my cats have been for a couple months. One of your cats have been what? Spinette. Oh, got ticks? Oh, I see. Yeah. But anyway, I was in South Lyon last week and never been there before, and yeah, it was nice. I ended up over in the next town called Whitmore Lake, which was really nice. I took all back roads and ended up in the town Whitmore Lake. It's like, what the fuck is this? Because I had never taken the back way to Whitmore Lake. I've always, gone the highway, taken US 23. And I had taken back roads, ended up, I came up to a dead end. And after the dead end, you had a lot of lakefront property. And then there was just this great big lake. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm at a lake. I'm not sure what town it is. Although I kind of had an idea in the back of my mind, like this might be Whitmore Lake. But then I come back out to a main street, and then it said Whitmore on the business name. It's like, okay, it's Whitmore Lake. That's where I'm at. So, and it was cool. I enjoyed it. And it's nice to be able to get out and see things and see what's happening. It's summertime. I like to get out and check out what's going on, talk to people, interact with people. And I'm not afraid to interact with people as long as they behave themselves and not threaten to punch me in my face. Yeah, I'm still kind of, I'm not sure where that came from. Like, why do you just all of a sudden want to punch me in my face? You don't even know me. But I'm not going to run and hide. I mean, Chesaning's my hometown. I'm not going to go into hiding, worrying about someone going to punch me in my face. Well, good luck, because you're going to need it. But I don't think it'll come down to that. Should be all right. Just a bunch of, teens just shooting off with their mouth. That's what they do. I'm not even worried about it. But, I have some other kind of exciting news to share. So I've got WWE fans. I know I've got WWE fans in my chat. I know you're there. Speak up. You're a WWE fan, or you used to watch WWE at some point. Well, some of you may remember a WWE wrestler who went by the name Hornswoggle. Does it ring a bell? Does it sound familiar? Anybody in chat? Yes, you're. I know Robbie would remember Hornswoggle. No, not Hulk Hogan, Steely Dan. Hornswoggle. He's a little person. Well, I'm going to be meeting Hornswoggle at an upcoming event. I'm going to get have a picture taken with him. He's going to sign an autograph, and yeah, I'm going to meet Hornswoggle. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, there is a strong possibility that you will see a picture of me with Hornswoggle on my Facebook. But he doesn't go by Hornswoggle anymore. That was his WWE name. And I think now he's just Swoggle. I think that's his name now. He just goes by Swoggle. And he's going to be coming to Michigan, and I'm going to be meeting him in person. I didn't know he was still active in wrestling. I believe, and I don't want to be inaccurate here, so I'm going to do a Google search because he's not with WWE anymore, Robbie. He hasn't been with WWE in quite some time. What happened to Hornswoggle from WWE? His name is Dylan Postle, I think is how you pronounce his name. Better known as Hornswoggle, is still involved in professional wrestling, but not with WWE anymore. He was released from WWE in 2016 after suspension for violating the wellness policy. Since then, he has been wrestling on the independent circuit and running ACW Wisconsin, a wrestling school and promotion, according to his website. He also has a podcast, Going Postal, where he discusses his career, or Postal maybe, Going Postal. Dylan Postal. So I mispronounced his name. My apologies. Going Postal. Because Going Postal sounds more accurate. Going Postal, that doesn't make sense. Where he discusses his career and other aspects of his life, according to his website. Recently, he has also been dealing with hearing loss and underwent a cochlear implant, Cochlear, cochlear, whatever, implant surgery in March 2024. So, yeah, he's not with WWE anymore, but, well, I'll be going, brother, from another mother. See you next time. All right, Spinat, I love you, brother. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. But yeah, Robbie, he's not with WWE anymore, but as I had just read, he is involved with independent wrestling circuits. Yeah, he has a wrestling, and I believe his last name is Postal, is how you pronounce his last name, because Going Postal sounds more accurate than Going Postal. His last name is Postl. I think it's Postal. Going Postal sounds more appropriate because the phrase is going postal. So, but I will be meeting him very soon. I'm looking forward to it because, when he was with WWE, he was just a funny wrestler. He was just a funny guy. Yeah, and so Dad wanted me to put out here that because it's a local wrestling thing here in Michigan, my buddy runs his own wrestling organization. Tickets are still available. It's SCW on Facebook. Contact JR Draper if you would like information on tickets. He goes by Sabbath, I think, or that's his ring name, but his Facebook, I think, is SCW champion or something like that. I can't remember right off. At least publicly, I think that is how he pronounces his last name, like Postal. Right, Robbie, right. That's what I was thinking, because Going Postal or Postal doesn't sound right. So I think his last name is pronounced Postal. But yeah, my buddy JR Draper, ring name Sabbath, has his own wrestling business here in Michigan, in Owasso, and I will be there for that event, which I believe is coming up in September. Where at September 25th. Okay. So it's going to be at the Corona Community Center rather than the lodge there in Owasso where he usually has the shows, which I like the Corona Community Center. It's a nice little building. Yeah, and it holds a lot more people. A new Coke is coming out soon. So I'm guessing that Steely Dan is Melinda Pullian. I don't know why I had that feeling, but I mean, because these are random comments. So I'm guessing that this is Melinda. But if not, I stand corrected if it isn't. But of course, you know, what's that? She's not my ex-girlfriend. I know that. Don't know her. Okay. Cool. Whether you do or not, I don't really give a shit, but it's just how many other people from Owasso actually come into my chat? And they come under the name Steely Dan. It's just weird. Which weird doesn't necessarily mean bad. It doesn't mean, like it doesn't mean anything negative. It's just yeah, Steely Dan from Owasso. Maybe my channel does reach out, you know. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting known enough pretty much all over the country, I would dare say, because I tell it like it is here. On the Jared Fuller Show, I try to keep it, family friendly and child friendly and things like that. However, over here, this is the real me. It's possible. What's possible? You mean my outreach with my channel? Yeah, of course it's possible. But I'm not going to play guessing games. I'm not going to sit here and waste a whole hour trying to figure out who someone is. I mean, that's just, I got better shit to do with my time. But as long as you come into my chat and behave yourself, I don't care. But if you're going to be disrespectful, you're gone. And that's the rule that I have for everybody who comes into my my chat window. So I don't want this Steely Dan, whoever it is, thinking that I'm picking on them, because I'm not picking on them. That is just the general rule that I have for my my chat log. But I'm here roughly until 4:00 every Sunday when I'm not busy with family reunions or other stuff that I got going on in my life. A couple weeks ago when I was here, we had a thunderstorm come through, and the thunder actually shook the house. And it kind of made me jump a little bit. It's like, holy shit, But today it's sunny. I don't know the temperature. Hey Siri, current temperature.
It's about 80 degrees outside.
80. It's about 80 degrees outside in Chesaning. So yeah. I don't mind people coming into my chat, and I really don't even care where you're from. Just behave yourself. And I was reading something on Facebook. Yeah, Connie Francis died too. I almost forgot to mention that. Connie Francis passed away. She was 87 years old, and she had a beautiful voice. She was a very elegant lady. It turns out I'm not the only one who's had problems with Russ Boggs. Someone else has had problems with him, which I find very interesting. He referred to a woman as sweet cheeks. And I don't call women sweet cheeks. I don't refer to a woman as sweet cheeks. I refer to them by their actual names or whichever names that they choose to be called by. You're going to McCurdy Park today? Yes. Okay. Well, have fun at McCurdy Park. So which park were you at before Walmart? Couldn't have been McCurdy Park because it takes a minute to get from McCurdy Park to Walmart and vice versa. So it couldn't have been McCurdy Park. Let me guess, it was the park down by where the old Magoo's outlet was on 21. Because there was a park down there. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere today. It's too hot outside. Yeah, I'm with you, Robbie. I'm not a fan of the heat or the humidity. Where the ball diamond is near the school. So, where the ball diamond is near the school, Amy. Isn't that over by Jerome Street? Ah, no. Yeah, I know some people who live on Jerome Street. Hi, Brandy. How you doing? I just think it's great they come in with the name Steely Dan. Did you just learn that name like 2 days ago? Wasn't on my phone. Yeah, you can deny it all you want. It's cool. Like I said, I don't really give a shit either way, but don't, if you are who you are, what's the point of coming in with a fake name? Am I supposed to be afraid? Am I supposed to be scared? Am I supposed to watch my back at all times? Like, what's the point? What's the point of that? Coming up with a fake name, like, okay, chewing off my toenail. Of course, that's just a username, and they come in here just to be funny. But it's another thing, and I don't know where toenail's from. He never discloses location, so I don't, it doesn't bother me. But then I have someone named Steely Dan who's from Owasso asking me questions about Showboat Park and giving me locations on, you're bored. So then find a hobby, find something to do. Why do you come into a chat room with a fake name? Why do you do that? What's the point? I don't get that. I really don't get it. You don't have any videos. You have 33 subscribers. Oh, you joined on March 22nd, 2019. So the channel is 6 years old. Why don't you have any videos? Why don't you have any videos, Steely Dan? Are you afraid that someone's going to find out who you are? You got 33 subscribers. Are you afraid that? Why do you have 33 subscribers and no content? Do they just subscribe to silence? At least if you're going to have a channel, have some content on the channel. Either there's no content or all of your content that's on there is unlisted. where no one can see it except certain people that you want them to see. I know how the shit works. I wasn't born yesterday. Don't have time to make content, so then why did you create the fucking channel? If you don't have time to create content, then why do you even have a channel? You just don't want people to see your identity, right? Because that's the oldest, lamest excuse. I don't have time to make content, but you had time to put a channel together. I've been busy lately. So have I, but I still make time for videos, and I have 2 channels. I mean, surely if you want to be a part of the YouTube community, the least you could do is show us who you are. Instead of, oh, I have so much to do, and oh, I've been working overtime, and yeah. Well, Amy, sitting at my kitchen table, came into the chat room. Hello, Amy, from the kitchen. Even with a busy life, people still find time to make videos. Ask Robbie. Robbie, I don't want to say he is an actor, because I don't know if Robbie, I don't know if you're back into the acting profession, but Robbie he is a known actor. He has an IMDb page. Matter of fact, we text each other on occasion. Yeah, see, he's a stage actor now. He's busy a lot, I would imagine, and he still finds time to come up with YouTube channel content. He's not afraid to hide who he is. He comes into my chat room. I just don't understand the point of having a channel, a YouTube channel, and not creating content. I'll be co-directing the next 2 plays. Well, that's great, Robbie. That's awesome, man. Because anybody who has a YouTube channel and they don't upload content and they don't make themselves known, it makes me think that you're really up to no good. You're welcome. You're very welcome, Robbie. I'm proud of you, man. Very proud of you. And maybe I shouldn't be so judgmental, but it's just really odd that a person claiming to be from a town that's about 20 miles away from me cannot find time to make up some content showing their identity. It's just weird. And it makes me, I would only have content if I got paid for it. Well, you got a long way to go, because you've only got 33 subscribers, and you got to have content so that way you can put ads on it to get paid. You got to partner up with AdSense, which means that, yeah, exactly what Robbie says. It takes time to get to where you get paid. Yes. And you have to have content on your channel, because when you have videos on your channel, that's where you can put ads. When you partner up with AdSense, you get monetized. You have to have so many subscribers. Plus, you got to have so many watch hours to even qualify for channel monetization. I have one channel that qualifies according to subscribers, but it needs just a little more watch hours. See, there you go. Steely Dan, I know how this works. I bet I've had this channel for 10 years. I know how YouTube works. So if you come in here just to fuck with me, well, congratulations. But, just be honest. Just be honest. I mean, it's too weird to me that after I break up with my girlfriend, of which, by the way, she lived in Owasso for a short time. She don't live in Owasso now. I'm not going to disclose her information, her whereabouts, but it's too neat It's too neat. You come in here, you claim to be from, or you're in Owasso. Why can't you? I'll make videos about Owasso area in Shiawassee County. Okay, cool. Then why haven't you done that? You can make random videos where you're walking down a sidewalk and taking video. There's nothing illegal about that. You're in a public area. Did you know you can record anything your eyes can see as long as you're in a publicly accessible area? As long as you're on a sidewalk, which is public access, you can have your camera up and you can record anything your eyes can see. It's not illegal. The First Amendment. Exactly, Robbie. Thank you. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and give this any more energy or oxygen because it's 4:00 and I have other things to do. I have to prepare supper. I got to get ready for tonight's Fox Sunday Flashback, which you can also listen tonight at 7:00, 103.9 The Fox. Listen via the website if you're not local. And yeah, tune in, call in with a request. My buddy Dan Richards plays classic country, classic rock, and southern rock, all at your request. You can email the Fox Sunday Flashback Facebook page. You can call in 810-230-9777, or you can email Dan directly. It's flashback at classicfox.com. Flashback at classicfox.com if you want to email Dan. So, and not Steely Dan. I'm talking about Dan Richards, my buddy Dan Richards. So anyway, guys, I am out. I love y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for being friends with me on Facebook and with the continuous love and support. I appreciate it. Robbie, I'll catch you next time. Amy at the kitchen table. I mean, she usually has some final words, but she usually just says peace out and, stay cool, all that cool stuff. My buddy Spinat, who comes in here, Linda Hendrick, and of course, chewing off my toenail. I love the humor. But anyway, guys, I got to go. I love y'all, and I'll see you next week. Robbie, you have a great one. Text me when you're not busy, and we'll keep in touch. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.